Out. Excellent. All right. So we're starting feet together, turning toes out, followed by heels. So just looking down at your feet, making sure they're tracking straight and parallel to each other. Morning, Claire. Soft through the knees, hips facing forward, shoulders round and down, and ears over the shoulders. Placing the hands on the hips, and we're going to rock that pelvis forward and back. So imagine you're sloshing the water out the back and out the front, and finding the halfway point between the two. Nice neutral spine position. Thinking about that nice deep lateral breathing, so breathing in through the nose, drawing the shoulders down the back and out through the mouth. Thinking about that back belt around the waist, drawing the sides together, belly button towards the spine, and then thinking about those pelvic floor muscles like a lift, coming up 1, 2, and 3. So tightness through the whole abdominal core region, but you can keep with that deep lateral breathing. So relaxing the arms down by your sides. Now we're going to start with those forward shoulder rolls, just nice fluid rolls, loosening up any tightness in the shoulders. One more time forward, and then we're going to reverse up to the ears, over the mountain, and down the other side, squeezing those shoulder blades together. And again, one more roll, and then we're sliding those shoulder blades down the back as we float the arms out to the side. Lock the shoulders down away from the ears. As we reach the hands up to the ceiling on the out breath, we're pushing the air away as we bring those arms back down. Good. In breath, locking those shoulders down the back as we reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Palms facing towards each other. Reach the right arm up to touch the ceiling, and then slide the shoulder blade down the back. Left arm reaching up and sliding the shoulder blade down. One more time each side. Right arm reaching up. Feel that shoulder blade drawing down the back. Last time, left arm reaching and drawing the shoulder blade down the back. Palms facing away. We're going to bring the arms back to shoulder height. Bring the right arm across the chest, hook above the elbow. And then if you want to increase it, bring that hand down the back, middle of your back, and increase that stretch. So you should be feeling it tricep, possibly even sort of medial scapula there. Breathing through that stretch. And then we're going to take the left arm out, bring the left arm across the chest, increase the stretch, place the hand down the middle of the back, and just breathing through that stretch. Good, and then relax. I'm just going to bring the arms back, interlock the hands, turn them inside out, squeeze those shoulder blades together so we're not tipping forward, and then lift the hands up away from the glutes so we're getting that lovely stretch through the front of the chest. Good, and then relax those arms off and give them a shake. So into the neck stretches. So we're going to drop left ear to left shoulder, right arm behind the back. Take the left hand over the head and gently breathing through that stretch. Feeling that pull down the side of the neck, across the top of the shoulder. Center back up again. So we're going to drop right ear to right shoulder, left arm behind the back, right hand over the head, and again just gently stretching that out. Feeling a nice pull, but there should be no discomfort through there. And center back up again. Good. And soft through those knees. Just drop those knees a bit into the side bend. We're going to go right arm up, left arm down. Lengthening through the waist and over into that left side bend. In breath to center, and we're changing arms. Again, lengthen through the waist, over into the right side bend. And back to the center one more time to each side. Right arm up. We're going to catch hold of that right wrist and gently increase that stretch so you feel the lengthening and opening all up through that right side. Center, back up again. We're changing the grip. Lengthen through the waist and over into that right side bend. Good, and we're center, back up again. Relax the arms down and just give it a roll. So we're going to do, come into the roll down, so keeping the knees soft, core engaged. Deep breath in. As we breathe out, chin to chest, we're letting the arms hang. Just let the crown of the head slowly weight you down towards your feet. Head hanging, arms hanging. Articulating through each vertebra joint all the way down. This time we're either going to hook the fingers under the toes or place the palms flat on the floor. We're going to straighten through the right knee for 4, 3, 2, 1, and soften. Straighten through the left knee for 4, 3, 2, 1, and soften. We're going to straighten through both knees now. Feel that stretch through the hamstrings. Drop the head down. Draw those shoulders down the back. Deep breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to soften through the knees. Scoop the belly button to spine. We're rounding back up, stacking the spine and rolling those shoulders back. Brilliant. Okay, we're going to grab our bands to start. So remember this one from last week. We're going to be taking the arms up over the head, all the way around and back. If you're finding it particularly easy, remember, bring those hands towards each other. So the closer the hands are, the more difficult it is. So if it's feeling quite difficult, just take those arms wider apart. Good. We're going to go for 3 times. So again, just take your time, nice and slow. Good. On the second or third one, depending where you're at, I want you to take the arms back to the point where you think it's at its most uncomfortable. So where you feel the most discomfort as you're going back. And then I just want you to hold that for 3, 2, 1, and then swoop the arms back. Good. One more time. Anybody finding it a bit easier this time? No. Okay, good. All right, once we've all done that 3 times, you can just give those arms a shake. We're going to grab hold of our weights. Palms facing away from you. So just to address quickly again, make sure when we're using the weights that we've got our neutral spine position. We don't want to be pulling on our backs with these weights. That's really important. So soft knees, tuck that tailbone underneath you, strong core. So palms facing away from you, elbows locked into the side. We're coming into the bicep curl, so we're rolling it up and lower back down again. Remembering to control the up and the down, so not just letting the weights flop. So we're going for 8 and lower, good. 7 and lower. 6, squeezing those elbows in to engage those biceps. 5 and lower, good. For 4 and lower. 3 and lower, good. For 2 and lower. Last one. And lower back down, palms facing the thighs. Now we're bringing the arms straight out in front and lower back down. And this is the one to really watch that back, that we don't pull the back forward. For 8, and remember, of course, you can bend those elbows if it feels a bit much. For 6 and lower. Keep the shoulders locked down your back. For 5, 4 and lower. 3 and lower. 2 more and lower. Good. Last one. And lower back down. down. So we're bending the elbows, we're holding the weights like they're a glass of water. Lift the elbows out to the side and pour the water down the sink. Good. And close. Good. So for 9 and close. And again, focus on those shoulders. We're not bringing the shoulders up to the ears. The shoulders are staying locked down that back. Good. So for 6 and center, 5 and center, 4 and center, 3 and 2. Last one, lock those shoulders down, lift the elbows high, brilliant. Okay, we're taking those elbows back behind the body. Remember, they stay there, the elbows don't come forward and back, they're locked there. Bend the knees, core engaged, tricep kick back for 10 and forward, good. For 9 and 8, reach back and up. For 7, for 6 and 5. Watch that neck. Keep the chin pulled back into the neck. For 3 and 2. Last one. Brilliant. Place one weight down. We're coming back to that weight, so don't throw it away anywhere. Right hand straight up to the ceiling. Bend the elbow, we're dropping the weight down the back, keeping the elbow over the shoulder, and tricep extensions for 10 and lower, good. For 9, make sure that elbow stays over the shoulder. You can, of course, support the arm. For 7 and lower. If you want to work harder, when you lower, drop the weight further down the middle of the back. For 5 and lower. 4 and lower. 3 and 2. Good. Last one. Lower back down. We're going to bring the weight round, changing hands into the left hand, up to the ceiling. Keep the shoulder down. Bend the elbow, drop the hand down the back, and with tricep extension for 10 and lower. 9 and lower. 8. Good. Really feel pushing up from that tricep. 6 and lower. Good. For 5, 4. Good. For 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Relax the arm down. We're going to take it in the right hand. Remember I said to you we're going to do two reps of everything. We're going to start with the tricep extension. So into the right hand, arm to the ceiling. Drop the elbow back. Good. And we're pushing up for 10 and lower. Good. For 9 and lower. 8. Keeping that elbow over the shoulder. 7 and 6. Good. And of course, as your arm starts to get a bit tired, it may start to kind of wobble a bit. So take hold, support that elbow. For 3 and 2. Good. And last one. Brilliant. Drop it back down. We'll change the weight into the left hand, straight up to the ceiling. Bend the elbow, drop the weight down the middle of the back, and we're pushing up for 10 and 9. Good. 8 and 7. Good. Feeling a bit of a burn? 6 and 5. Good for 4. And again, remember, if the arm starts to feel a bit wobbly, just support it. For 2. And last one now. Drop the weight back down. Bring the arm around. We're going to scoop the other weight up. And we're starting with the bicep curl again. Squeeze the elbows in for 10. And lower. 9. And 8. 7. The more you squeeze those elbows in, the harder you're working. 5. And 4. 3. Remember, watch the backs for 2. Last one. Turn the palms to face your thighs. Neutral spine, and we're bringing the arms up for 10. 9. Good. Lock the shoulders down the back. For 7. And 6. 5. For 4. 3. And 2. Last one. Good. Relax the arm down. Bend the elbows, holding your glasses of water. Lift the elbows up, pour the water away. And 9. And close. Lift those elbows, lock the shoulders down. And 7. And close. Good. For 6. And close. 5. So we're looking at height with those elbows. 4. 3. Good. 2 more. Hopefully you're really starting to feel that now. Good. And relax the arms down. And then, sorry, I should have kept them bent. I was just giving you a breather. Elbows back, hands in front of the shoulders. Tricep kick back for 10. And forward. 9. 8. Remember, look after your necks. Pull the chin back. 7. Reach back and up. 6. For 5. 4. For 3. Good. 2 more. And last one. Brilliant. Okay, we can put those weights down. Hopefully you felt that a bit. If not, possibly need to look at slightly heavier weights, maybe half a kilo or something, or bottles of water with some filled with slightly heavier lead balls are good. Well done, everyone. Okay, so we're going to go back to our roll down, but standing at the back of the mat rolling away in front of you, scooping the belly button to spine, chin to chest. You can keep your legs straight this time if you want to, arms hanging, head hanging, just slowly letting the crown of the head weight you down to the feet. Just holding it there with the head hanging down, shoulders down the back, feeling that stretch through the hamstrings and calves. And then we're going to soften through the knees, walk the hands forward, and we're coming down onto all fours. Good. So top of the feet on the floor, knees hip width apart. Make sure the wrists are underneath the shoulders. And again, just checking the front of those elbows should be facing each other. So if not, you want to feel like you're wrapping those arms around so the front of the elbows are facing each other. So into the cat, stretch, in breath. We're rounding through that thoracic back. On the out breath, lengthen tail and crown. Draw the belly button to spine and into that back extension. Good. In breath, rounding thoracic back up towards the ceiling. On the out breath, lengthen tail and crown and into that back extension. Good. One more time. In breath, just drawing those shoulders down the back, away from the spine. Lengthen tail and crown. Feet on into that back extension. And we're just going to do one more time, just flexing that back off and coming back to your neutral spine position. So sliding the left leg back, tuck the left toe underneath you, push back through the hands. I know we do a lot of this calf stretch, but a lot of us cramp at night, and it's really good to keep these calves stretched out, because the tighter they are, the more likely we are to cramp. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and we're sliding that left knee in. Good. We're sliding the right leg back. Drop the right hip down. Tuck the toe underneath. And we're pushing back. You can always come onto your forearms if your wrists are a bit, finding it a bit tender. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sliding the right knee in. And again, you can stay on your forearms for this one. We're coming into the hip drops. We're dropping both hips down to the right. Look over the left shoulder at your feet. Good. In breath to center. On the out breath, hips over to the left. Look over the shoulder, right shoulder at your feet. And center. We're going to do one more time to each side. See if you can drop those hips a little lower this time. Just enjoying that stretch. It's an area we don't often get to stretch out. So relaxing that down and coming back up to the center again. Brilliant. So we're going to do the thread and needle. So we're going to take the right back of the hand. So we'll need to come up onto all fours now if you're on your forearms. Feed the arm through. Drop the head and shoulder down and look up towards the ceiling. To increase the stretch, you want to roll back onto that right shoulder and look up to the ceiling. So that just really increases that stretch along that right shoulder blade. Coming back up onto all fours again, we're taking the left back of the hand down to the mat, head and shoulder down. Look up to the ceiling. Remember, don't let your hips drop back towards your heels. Keep them lifted. And back up to the center again. So right hand through the gap, head and shoulder down. And now if you want to progress it, you can take your left hand up above the head onto the floor, back of the hand on the floor, and look up to the ceiling. And we're just holding that. Good. 2, 1, and coming back up again. Good. So left back of the hand. And I would suggest if you can't get the head and shoulder onto the floor, possibly don't do the progression then. Just work on trying to get the head and shoulder down and stretching through the back of that shoulder. And we're coming back onto all fours again. Sit back on your heels if you can, otherwise stay slightly lifted and walk the hands forward. Use the weight, pushing back through the hands to sit back onto your heels. And then we're going to walk our hands round to the right as far as you can go, reaching the left arm away from you. Keep the weight through that left seat bone into your left heel. And then we're walking round to the left, reaching that right arm away. Good. Right seat bone down into the right heel. Back to the center. And then we scoop belly button to spine, rounding back up and stacking that spine. Brilliant. So we're coming to sitting on the mat. We're going to grab our foam rollers. I think it's dodgy internet connection all around today. I keep losing people. I've lost. So hopefully we'll get everyone back. So the choice is yours. We're going to have the right knee bent and the foot into the inner thigh. If it's comfortable for you to have the left leg then come behind you, by all means do so. If it isn't comfortable, just keep that left leg straight. So we're going to start right hand, and the foam roller is on our right side. Good, with the knee bent in front. We're going to go over to the left. Good, just stretching so away from the foam roller. Bring the arm over. We're going to roll the foam roller away. Now the aim here is to keep the elbow soft. Don't make it straight. Put too much pressure through the elbow. Lifting up through the waist and over the top. And then draw yourselves back up to sitting. Now, we're going to work these lovely oblique muscles. So when we wear our bikinis, and especially you, Paul, when you pop your bikini on, we're going to have that lovely svelte-like hourglass figure. So we're going to roll this roller. So I'll just show you a couple of times. We're going to roll it away, getting to the point where you feel like you're starting to get a good pull through your side. And then not using the roller, I want you to use these muscles. So we're going to go over, we're going to use the side muscles to come up. We're going to do it 10 times to the same side, okay? Nice and slow, but don't use the roller. I know that it's easy to lean on the roller and pull on the roller up, but we want to be using these muscles, okay? Nini, you're back. Did you get that talk? Did you hear what I just said? Yeah, okay. You'll get it as we go along. So roller on the right side. We're going to roll it away. Bring the arm over the top. And then using those side muscles back up to sitting. Good. So over for 9. Remember, keep that elbow soft. Use those side muscles to come up. For 8. Now, if you feel, okay, I can sort of feel them, not really, then push that roller away more. Go lower. And use those muscles to come up. Good. For 6. And working those oblique muscles. For 5. Now, if you don't like this one, we can, of course, do the side plank. So I'm going to ask you afterwards, and then we'll take a... But I think I can pretty much figure out what everyone's going to say. Good. I've lost count. Are we on 4? And over. Good. For 3. And use those obliques to come back up. For 2. Oh, lost my roller. 2. And up. Good. Last one. I can't work out if you're all smiling at me or grimacing. And come back up. Excellent. Feeling it? Yeah? Good. Okay. We're going to bring, if you've got that left leg behind you, bring it in front. Keep that right knee bent. We're going to reach right arm up to the ceiling. Take the chest over the knee. Bring the right arm to the left, to the outside of that leg, and then reach. You can almost interlock fingers. Reach both hands away. It's just helping to get a bit more of a lengthy stretch through that right side. Drop the chest over the knee. Nice deep breath in and out. Draw the right arm back up to the ceiling and coming back to the center. And so we're going to change legs. Left knee bent, right leg behind if you can. Otherwise, you keep the right leg in front. Roller on the left side. And we're going to start over, so away from the roller first. Good. Bring the hand onto the roller. Push it away. Drop the elbows down and reaching over, then using those side muscles to come back up again. Good. So we're going for 10. So rolling away for 10. And back up. Remember, keep the elbows soft. We don't want to hyperextend through that left elbow. For 9. And up. For 8. Use those side muscles to come up. Good. For 7. If you want to work harder, roll that roller a little bit further away. For 6. Have I lost count somewhere? And up. Good. For 5. Lifting through that lower waist. And up. Good. For 4. And up. Good. 3 more. You can do it. Working those lovely side muscles. And 2. And last one now. Reaching away, lifting through the waist. Come back up. Perfect. Bring that right leg out in front if you've got it behind you. Left arm up to the ceiling. Drop the chest over that right knee. Take the hand to the outside of the right leg. You can interlock the fingers. Think of length through the back as you drop the chest over the knee. Deep breath in and out. Good. And we're rounding back up and stacking that spine. Excellent, everyone. So we're coming to lie on our roller. So the roller is vertically down the mat, preferably sort of centered. We're going to sit on the end, very gently supporting yourselves with your hand. We're going to come down to lying on that roller. Is anybody not got a roller? Just stick your hands up. I think we've all got rollers in this session now. Brilliant. So make sure your tailbone and the top of your head are comfortably on the roller. The roller's running down the middle of the spine. We're just going to have a little play with our neutral spine position. So on the in-breath, we're rolling the pelvis forward, arching through the lumbar spine. On the out-breath, we're flattening through that lumbar spine. And feel the roller, the lumbar spine down into the roller. We're just going to come up into the shoulder bridge just to talk through feet on the roller. The wider the feet are, obviously the more it stabilizes you. So if you're feeling a bit wobbly, just take your feet a little bit wider. If you want to work a bit harder, bring those feet a little bit more narrower towards each other. We're going to come up into the shoulder bridge position, not coming up too high. We're going to curl the pelvis up off the mat, peeling the vertebra one at a time. So we're really lifting up through the hips, rib cage down, and then we're coming back down one vertebra at a time, keeping the pelvis curled up to the end. One more time, deep breath in. As you breathe out, we're curling that pelvis. If it feels uncomfortable on your upper back, just don't come up too high. And we're lowering back down again, one vertebra at a time, keeping the pelvis curled up until the end. We're going to reach the right and the left arm up to the ceiling, shoulders down the back. On the in-breath, we're going to float the arms out to the side, dropping the shoulders down over the edges of the roller, reaching those fingers away from you so you're feeling that lovely opening and stretch through the front of your chest. Make sure your rib cage is staying down and float the arms back up to the ceiling again. Good. Again, on the in-breath, floating the arms out to the side. Drop the back of the hands down to the floor, shoulders dropped either side of the roller, almost like you're giving that roller a bit of a hug with the shoulder blades. and floating back up to the ceiling again, palms facing away from you. We'll go right arm up above the head onto the floor, left hand down towards your feet on the floor. Keep the hands on the floor. We're going to bring them out to the side. Bring the left arm up, right arm down, and draw them back up to the ceiling again. Good. Left arm up above the head, right arm down. Lock your backs down like a windmill. We're going to bring the arms out to the side, keeping the hands dragging along the floor. And then we're drawing both arms back up to the ceiling again. Good. So we're dropping the elbows down to the floor now. Fingers are up towards the ceiling. Take the back of the hands down towards the floor. Don't force it. Keep the rib cage down. Slide the hands along the floor. At the same time, we're drawing the shoulders down the back and then floating both arms back up to the ceiling again. Good. One more time. On the in-breath, we're taking both elbows down towards the floor. Take the back of the hands down to the floor. Keep the rib cage down. We're sliding the hands along or just above the floor, up above the head, and then reaching back up to the ceiling again. Perfect. So we're going to relax the arms down. We're going to take the left leg, float the left leg up into tabletop position. Okay. Working only on the left leg, we're going to toe tap. So we're taking the left foot down, tapping it onto the mat and taking it back up into tabletop again. The focus obviously is on the core, so you're not letting that lower back lift up. Good. For 8 and back up. Now we're going to float the right arm up to the ceiling. Good. For 7 and back up. For 6 and back up. Now, as you lower the leg, take the right hand up above the head. For 5 and up. Good. For 4. And if you want to work a little bit harder, we can float the left arm up to the ceiling, but the left arm just stays still. Good. For 3, lock the back down and up. So we're just working a bit harder here because obviously we're having to keep our balance. 2. Last one. Back up to the ceiling. We're going to lower the left foot down. We're floating the right leg up. Now the choice is yours. If you want to start from the beginning with both hands down and then slowly progress, that's fine. So we're going to start to toe tap with the right toe. Keep locking that lumbar spine down. And then when you're ready, you're going to take the left arm up if you haven't already. And then we're going to start to lower the left arm up above the head as you toe tap the right. Good. And then if you want to progress it further, we can take the right arm up to the ceiling. Good. Good. So for 4 and up, locking the back down. For 3 and up. Good. For 2 and up. Good. Last one. Back up to the ceiling. We're going to lower the arms down, lower that right foot to the floor. We're going to come off the roller up to a seated position. So we're going to do the full roll back here. We're going to roll all the way down to the mat and all the way up. The choices you have, you can use, so if you know you find it difficult to come back up, use the band around your feet. If you want to work a bit harder, you can place the roller underneath your heels. Or if you want to work hard a bit, you find it difficult with the roller under the heels, you can hold the roller and do the roll down and roll up holding the roller. So the choice is yours, lots to choose from there. So we're starting off with the spine stacked. Let's just do a couple of roll back C curves just to get into the motion and make sure we're articulating well through the spine. So draw the belly button to spine. We're just going to roll back as far as we can hold it and then roll back up and stack. Good. One more time. Draw the belly button to spine. Remember, keep the shoulders down. We don't want to have any tension through the neck and shoulders. And rolling and stacking. Good. This time we're going to roll all the way down. So we're C curving. We're coming down. Lumbar, thoracic. Take the head down. Reach the arms over the top. Deep breath in as you breathe out, arms to the ceiling, come up from the breastbone, look at your toes and squeezing the knees and feet together, we're rolling back up, reaching over the toes and drop the head down. Keep the arms lifted though, we're not taking them onto the toes and we're stacking that spine up. Good. Draw the belly button to spine. We're rounding down. Lumbar, thoracic. Take the head down. Reach the arms over the top. On the out breath, arms to the ceiling. Come up from the breastbone, looking at your feet, knees and feet together as we're rounding back up. Reach forward. Drop the head down. Brilliant, and stacking that spine. Last time now, so scoop the belly button to spine. We're rounding down, knees and feet squeezing together, lumbar, thoracic. Take the head down, reach the arms over the top, and then arms to the ceiling. Come up from the breastbone, looking at your feet. We're rounding back up, stacking. Brilliant. Always harder the third one. Reach the hands. This time we are going to grab hold of the feet. Drop the head down between the arms and just breathing through that stretch. It's a lovely stretch for lower back. Remember to try and think of length through the back. And we're rounding back up and stacking that spine. Good. So rollers to the sides. We're going to grab our bands. We're working with the clamp, sideline clamp. So lightly, maybe don't use the band. So if you suffer with hip issues, maybe don't use the band this time, just see how you get on, okay? But if your hips are fine, then we're going to take the band you want it fairly tight. So knees and feet together, tie the band. Up above the knees we are. So you want to keep the band off your knees basically, and they do move, so just every now and again just check that it's not onto that knee. We're going to come down then lying on our right side. We can just lie on our arms. If you've got a cushion there and you want to put it under your head, by all means do so. So I'm just checking I can see everyone while they're lying down, and I can't see you, and yeah, I think we're all good. We're all good. Okay, hand on top of the top hip. Flo, I'm not seeing you too well either. I don't know how easy it is to drop it down. I know you know this one quite well though, so if you can't drop it down, don't worry. So the shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked, hand on top of that top hip. We're going to keep the feet glued together and we're taking the knee up towards the ceiling. Now make sure you don't rock back on those hips as you take that knee up and lower back down again. Good. Squeezing through the glutes. We're taking the knee up towards the ceiling and lower back down. On the out breath, take the knee up, hold it here. We're going to pulse it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Don't rock back on that hip. 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down again. Good. Squeezing through the glutes. We're going to take the knee and foot in line up towards the ceiling. And lower back down again. On the out breath, knee and foot up towards the ceiling, squeezing that left glute. You want to really power up. We're working those glutes here. And lower. Good. On the out breath, knee and foot up. We're holding it here and we're pulsing it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. One more time. Squeezing that glute. Take the knee and ankle up. And we're pulsing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. We're going to lengthen that top leg, pointing through the toe. Good. So it's lying along the floor at the moment, pointing through the toe. We're going to take the leg up towards the ceiling, flex through the foot, lengthen that top line. So you're lifting the waist away from the floor and lower back down. Pointing to come up, flex, lengthen, and lower. Good. Speed it up a bit now. Pointing, flex, lengthen, and lower. 4 more. Pointing to come up, flex, lengthen, and lower. Pointing to come up, flex, lengthen, and lower. 2 more. Pointing to come up, flex, lengthen, and lower back down. Was it 1 more? Pointing to come up, flex, lengthen, and lower. Good. Bend your knee, give your hips a bit of a tap off. Okay, we're going to roll onto our front now to just plank it out for 10 seconds. But I'm going to give you a choice. If you really struggle with the plank, I want you to drop your knees down, tuck your toes underneath you, and plank position now. Watch, because you don't want to be dipping through the back and you don't want your bottom up in the air. You still got to keep that nice plank position. If you're happy to, though, obviously tuck the toes and take the knees up off the mat. I'm just watching, making sure we're all okay. And we're holding for 10 seconds. Excellent. So if you want to then keep the knees down, that's fine. Just keep the knees down. Count for yourselves because you're all at different stages. And once you've done 10 seconds, come back down and we're going to come onto our left side. All okay? You hate me, don't you? I can see it in your face. Okay, we're coming onto our left side, lying on our arms. Remember, shoulders stacked, hips stacked, knees and feet are together. So squeezing through the right glute, keeping the feet together. We're taking the knee up towards the ceiling and lower back down again. Good. So remember, the feet are glued together for this first one. So we're not taking the foot up and lower. Good. Squeezing through that right glute, knee to the ceiling, and we're pulsing it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. One more time. Keep the feet together. We're taking the knee up and we're pulsing 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. We're taking the knee and ankle up to the ceiling. Make sure that foot and ankle are in a straight line and lower back down. Squeeze that right glute as we take the knee and ankle up, and we're pulsing it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. One more time. Squeeze that right glute as we take the knee and ankle up, and we're pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Excellent. We're straightening, lengthening that top leg, pointing through the toe, taking the leg up to the ceiling. Flex, lengthen, lift that lower waist up off the mat as we lower. For 6, up, flex, lengthen, and lower. Good. For 4, pointing to come up, flex, lengthen, and lower. For 3, pointing to come up, flex, lengthen, and lower. Good. 2 more, pointing to come up, flex, lengthen, and lower. Last one, pointing to come up, flex, lengthen, and lower back down. Bend the knee and give it a bit of a shake off. We've got to do 10 more seconds of planking. Sorry, so we're rolling onto our fronts, onto your elbows. Again, I'll talk you through. If you find the plank difficult, keep the knees down, tuck the toes underneath you, and plank position there. If you're happy to push up, though, obviously straighten through the knees. And we're holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. We're going to come up to sitting. Good job, everyone. Come up to sitting. I'm so glad everyone's on mute. Can't hear you swearing at me. We're going to undo our bands. Good. We can actually just place it while we're here. Place it around our right foot. We'll have both legs long. And we're just going to roll back to the down to the mat. So when you're ready, we're just going to scoop the belly button to spine. We're rounding down, lumbar, thoracic. Take the head down. Bend that left knee. So left knee's bent, foot on the floor. And we're going to take that right leg straight up to the ceiling. Now take a good pull on that band so you're feeling a really good stretch through that hamstring. Think about what your lumbar spine is doing here. Your arm wants to be fairly relaxed, so no tension through the shoulders. And we're just going to start to point and flex. So just if your band's coming over your toes, just take it off your toes. It obviously makes it a lot more difficult to point and flex if it's covering the toes. Good. Point and flex. On the flexion, increase that stretch a little bit. Point and flex. Last one. Point and flex. Then we're going to open that right leg out to the side all the way. Try not to roll onto your side. Keep the left knee centered till you feel that stretch through the inner thigh there. Good, and then we'll bring the leg back up to the center, band in the left hand. We're going to lengthen the left leg away. Bring the leg over to the left side. Our right arm is out to the side. Then we're going to bend that right knee. Take the knee to the floor, and the hand that's holding the band comes on top of the knee. And turn your head to the right side. So you will roll onto your left side now, that's fine, but you're keeping your right arm open. So Susie, take the swap hands holding the band, yeah, and that arm comes out, yeah, good. That's it. And breathe through that stretch. We're centering back up again. We're going to change band, so we're going to place the left foot into the band. Right knee is bent, foot on the floor, holding the band in that left hand, increasing that hamstring stretch. Good, and then we're going to start to point and flex through the foot. Point and flex. Good. 3 more times. Point and flex. Pointing and flex. Last one. Point and flex. And then we're going to open that left leg out to the side. Keep the right knee centered. Feel that pull through that left inner thigh. For 3, 2, 1, and then we'll take the leg up to the ceiling. Hold the band in the right hand now. Lengthen the right leg away. Bring the leg over to the right side. Left arm comes out. Good. Dropping it all the way to the floor. Then bend the knee. Place the hand holding the band on top of that knee. Push it down to the floor. So really roll onto your side. You can really get that knee down and then try and get that left shoulder down to the floor. Good. Just breathing through that. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're centering back up again. Good. Left knee bent. We're going to place the right ankle now onto the left knee. Draw that left knee up towards your chest, shoulders down your back, glute piriformis stretch. I'm going to roll ever so slightly onto your left side, just lifting up that right side 1 or 2 centimeters. Good. And center back up again. We're going to change legs, so left ankle onto right, either scooping that right leg up or just pushing that left knee away from you and just rolling ever so slightly onto that right side. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Come back to the center. Take both feet back down to the floor. We're rolling onto our sides and coming up to a kneeling position. So just to give our nice hip flexors a stretch, we're taking that left foot forward, almost towards the front of the mat. And then remember, if you struggled with your knees last time, the knee on the mat, you can place a cushion or a block underneath that knee that's into the mat. That just protects it. Okay, and then we're going to drive forward, making sure the left knee doesn't come over the left ankle. Okay, it can come in line, but you don't want to push it over that ankle. Driving that right hip down towards the floor. We're going to take the right arm up towards the ceiling and then very gently over into a left side bend. Good. Coming back to the center again. Place the hands onto the floor. Tuck that back foot underneath you and you're going to lift that and lengthen through that right leg, driving that right hip down to the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that right knee again. Place the top of the foot back on the floor. We're going to straighten through this front leg now. Lift the toes up off the floor and then drop the chest down over the knees. Really good hamstring stretch here. Breathing through that. 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. We're going to change knees. So left knee bent, right foot forward, coming all the way to the front, towards the front of the mat. Driving that left hip down towards the floor. Bring the left arm up to the ceiling and then very gently over into right side bend. Good. Come back over, place both hands down onto the floor, tuck the back toe underneath you, and then we're straightening through the left leg, driving the hip down towards the floor. Good, so lift that left knee up away from the block or mat or whatever you're doing. Perfect. 3, 2, 1. Lower that left knee back down, top of the foot on the floor. And then we're going to straighten through that front leg now. Bring the toes up off the floor. That's it. And drop the chest down over the knee. Good. Breathing through that. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come back onto your knees again. If you using a block, just push it away. So come back onto all fours. Tuck your toes underneath you, but pushing up into down dog. Feet are hip width apart. Heels to the floor. Head through to the knees, drawing the shoulders down the back. Just breathing through the stretch. Good. Soften through the knees now. Walk the hands back towards your feet. And on the out breath, we're rounding back up, stacking your spines, coming up to standing. Roll those shoulders back. Brilliant session, everyone.